The act of riding a motorcycle is often seen as a thrilling, solitary pursuit. Beyond the adrenaline rush and the freedom of the open road, however, there lies a deeper connection between motorcycle riding and mental well being. It is a unique experience that can serve as a powerful antidote to the restlessness of a wandering mind. As I reflect on my own reasons for writing, I find myself drawn to the way it anchors me in the present moment. Unlike driving a car, where distractions like music can allow my thoughts to wander, riding a motorcycle demands my full attention. The balance, coordination, and heightened awareness required to navigate a motorcycle safely leave little room for rumination or worry. This experience mirrors a psychological concept known as a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. The observation that a wandering mind is an unhappy mind highlights a fundamental aspect of human psychology. When our thoughts drift away from the present moment, we often find ourselves less happy, more anxious, or generally discontented. This concept has gained significant attention in psychological research, especially following the influential study by Matthew Kellingworth and Daniel Gilbert, which revealed that people spend almost half their waking hours with their minds wandering and are typically less happy during those times. This relationship between mind wandering and unhappiness offers profound insight into how the mind operates and how mindfulness can serve as an antidote to this natural but often detrimental tendency. By exploring the origins and nature of mind wandering, its negative consequences, the benefits of mindfulness, and the practical applications of these insights, we can better understand how to live more fulfilling, present focused lives. Understanding the nature of mind wandering. Mind wandering, also known as stimulus independent thought, is a mental process where our attention drifts away from what we are currently doing and shifts toward unrelated thoughts, concerns, memories, or fantasies. While mind wandering is a common feature of human cognition, it is more than just idle daydreaming. It is an intrinsic part of how the brain processes information, solves problems, and imagines the future. However, despite its utility in certain contexts, mind wandering often detracts from our immediate experience of life and can lead to negative emotional states. Research into mind wandering has revealed that, on average, people spend about 47% of their waking hours thinking about something other than what they are doing. This wandering occurs regardless of the activity at hand, whether engaging in a conversation, working, eating, or even during leisure activities. The ubiquity of mind wandering suggests that it is not merely a result of boredom or dissatisfaction, but a fundamental aspect of how the mind operates. The brain, in many ways, is designed to wander, seeking out solutions to problems, replaying past events, or anticipating future scenarios. However, Killingsworth and Gilbert's 2010 study found that regardless of the content of these wandering thoughts, participants reported being less happy when their minds were not focused on the present moment. Whether their thoughts were about something neutral, positive, or negative, the mere act of mind wandering was correlated with decreased happiness. This finding points to the idea that the mind's natural propensity to wander often comes at the expense of our emotional well-being, as it disconnects us from the richness of the present moment. The evolutionary perspective. Why does the mind wander? From an evolutionary standpoint, mind wandering likely served important survival functions for our ancestors. Being able to plan for the future, anticipate threats, and recall past experiences would have been crucial for navigating the dangers of early human life. The ability to mentally disengage from the immediate environment and think about hypothetical scenarios, unresolved issues, or distant goals would have helped early humans prepare for potential challenges, improving their chances of survival. However, in the modern world, where immediate survival threats are less frequent, the evolutionary benefits of mind wandering may be less relevant. Instead of using this cognitive capacity for planning and problem solving in life or death situations, many people find their wandering thoughts consumed by worries about work, relationships, or other everyday stressors. As a result, the adaptive function of mind wandering may have diminished in its utility, while its negative emotional impact has become more prominent. In contemporary society, mind wandering can lead to rumination, a cognitive process where individuals repeatedly focus on negative experiences, unresolved problems, or hypothetical worst case scenarios. This form of mind wandering is particularly detrimental as it can create a loop of negative thinking, exacerbating feelings of anxiety, depression, or dissatisfaction. While the mind's capacity to wonder may have once been a valuable tool for survival, in today's world, it can often contribute to mental health challenges by keeping people trapped in cycles of worry or regret. The role of negative bias in mind wandering. One of the reasons why mind wandering tends to correlate with unhappiness is due to the brain's inherent negative bias. This bias, deeply rooted in human evolution, refers to the brain's tendency to focus more on negative experiences, threats, or challenges than on positive ones. Negative experiences often carry more weight in our memories and thoughts because they are more likely to affect our survival. For instance, an early human who paid close attention to potential dangers, like predators or environmental hazards, was more likely to survive and pass on their genes. Today, this negative bias manifests itself in the form of persistent worries about the future, self-criticism, and excessive concern over past mistakes. When the mind wanders, it often defaults to these negative or stressful thoughts because the brain is still wired to prioritize potential threats over present enjoyment. This bias explains why, even when our minds wander to neutral or seemingly being topics, we are still likely to feel less happy. Our attention is diverted from the here and now, and the wandering mind's default mode is to seek out problems to solve, not pleasure to enjoy. The tendency of the mind to focus on negative aspects during mind wandering is a significant contributor to rumination. Rumination involves repetitive and passive focus on the causes and consequences of one of distress rather than active problem solving. It is a mental process that often exacerbates negative emotional states and can be particularly harmful to mental health. For example, someone who experiences social anxiety may find their mind frequently wandering to past social interactions, replaying conversations, and imagining how they were perceived. This type of rumination not only prevents the individual from engaging fully in the present, but also intensifies feelings of anxiety and self-consciousness. Disconnection from the present, the cause of mind wandering. A critical aspect of the link between mind wandering and unhappiness is the disconnection it creates from the present moment. The present is the only moment we truly have control over and the only time when we can directly experience life. When we are fully present, we engage with our surroundings, our emotions, and our activities in a way that can lead to a deep sense of fulfillment and contentment. However, when our minds wander, we are no longer grounded in the present. We are mentally elsewhere, which can lead to a feeling of disconnection from life itself. For instance, consider the experience of eating a meal. When we are fully present, we savor the flavors, textures, and aromas of the food. We appreciate the act of nourishing our bodies and may even feel gratitude for the meal. However, if our minds are wandering, perhaps thinking about an upcoming work deadline or replaying a disagreement from earlier in the day, we may barely notice the food in front of us. The meal becomes a missed opportunity for enjoyment, as our attention is focused elsewhere. This disconnection from the present moment can accumulate over time, leading to a pervasive sense of dissatisfaction with life, as we are not fully experiencing or appreciating the moments that make up our daily existence. Moreover, this disconnection can create a sense of fragmentation in our lives. When our minds are constantly pulled in different directions by wandering thoughts, we may feel as though we are never fully engaged in any one activity. This can lead to a feeling of being scattered or overwhelmed, as we struggle to keep up with the various demands on our attention. Over time, this fragmentation can contribute to burnout or a sense of aimlessness, as we are not fully present for the moments that give life meaning. The impact of mind wandering on emotional regulation. In addition to creating a sense of disconnection from the present, mind wandering can also impair our ability to regulate our emotions effectively. Emotional regulation refers to the process of managing and responding to emotions in a healthy and adaptive way. When our minds are focused on the present moment, we are better able to observe our emotions as they arise and respond to them in a constructive manner. However, when our minds are wandering, we are more likely to be caught up in reactive emotional states such as anxiety, frustration, or sadness. For example, if you are engaged in a task at work and your mind begins to wander to thoughts of an unresolved conflict with a friend, you may find yourself feeling increasingly agitated or upset, even though the conflict is not directly relevant to the task at hand. Because your attention is divided, you may struggle to manage these emotions effectively, leading to heightened stress or distraction. Over time, this difficulty in regulating emotions can contribute to feelings of overwhelm or emotional exhaustion. Furthermore, mind wandering can make it more difficult to experience positive emotions. When we are present and engaged in an activity, we are more likely to experience joy, satisfaction, and contentment. However, when our minds wander, we are less able to fully appreciate the positive aspects of our experience. This is why even during enjoyable activities, such as spending time with loved ones or engaging in a hobby, we may find ourselves feeling less happy if our minds are distracted by unrelated thoughts or worries. The role of mindfulness in counteracting mind wandering. Mindfulness is a practice that can help counteract the natural tendency of the mind to wander and in turn increase happiness and well-being. At its core, mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment with a sense of openness, curiosity, and non-judgment. It is about observing our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without becoming attached to them or allowing them to dictate our mood. Through mindfulness, we can train the mind to remain focused on the present and disengaged from the habitual patterns of mind wandering that often lead to stress and unhappiness. One of the key benefits of mindfulness is its ability to help us anchor our attention in the present moment. Mindfulness practices such as meditation or mindful breathing teach us to notice when our minds begin to wander and gently bring our focus back to the present. Over time, This practice helps strengthen our ability to stay present, reducing the frequency and intensity of mind wandering episodes. By staying grounded in the here and now, we can experience greater clarity, calm, and contentment. Research has shown that mindfulness can have a wide range of psychological benefits, including reduced stress, anxiety, and depression. By decreasing the amount of time we spend lost in wandering thoughts, mindfulness helps us avoid the negative emotional states associated with mind wandering. Moreover, mindfulness encourages us to approach our thoughts and emotions with a sense of acceptance rather than judgment. This acceptance helps break the cycle of rumination as we learn to observe our thoughts without becoming overly attached to them. Additionally, mindfulness enhances our ability to experience positive emotions. When we are fully present, we are better able to appreciate the small joys and pleasures of life, such as warmth of the sun on our skin, the taste of a favorite meal, or the laughter of a loved one. By cultivating mindfulness, we open ourselves up to the beauty and richness of the present moment, which can significantly enhance our overall sense of well being. The role of flow states in reducing mind wandering and increasing happiness. A closely related concept to mindfulness is the idea of flow states, which occur when we are deeply immersed in an activity that is both challenging and rewarding. Flow states are characterized by a sense of total absorption in the task at hand, where time seems to disappear and we become fully engaged in the present moment. These states of deep focus and engagement are often associated with high levels of happiness and satisfaction, as they allow us to experience a sense of mastery, creativity, and fulfillment. Flow states are in many ways the opposite of mind wandering. When we are in a flow state, our attention is completely focused on the present, leaving little room for distracting or irrelevant thoughts. Activities that often lead to flow include creative pursuits such as painting, writing, or playing music, physical activities such as sports or dancing, and intellectual challenges such as solving complex problems. These activities provide enough challenges to keep the mind engaged, but they are also enjoyable and rewarding, which helps reduce distractions and mind wandering. The experience of flow is deeply satisfying because it allows us to fully engage with the present moment, free from anxieties and worries that often accompany mind wandering. When we are in a flow state, we are not concerned with the past or future. We are simply immersed in the task at hand, which creates a sense of harmony between our thoughts, actions, and emotions. This state of deep engagement not only enhances our enjoyment of the activity itself, but also contributes to a greater overall sense of happiness and fulfillment. Mindfulness in daily life. Practical applications. Incorporating mindfulness into daily life does not require extensive time commitments or formal meditation practices. There are many simple and practical ways to bring mindfulness into everyday activities, which can help reduce mind wandering and increase overall well-being. By integrating mindfulness into our routines, we can cultivate a greater sense of presence, focus, and happiness. Mindful breathing. One of the easiest ways to practice mindfulness is through mindful breathing. Throughout the day, take a few moments to focus on your breath, noticing the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This simple practice helps ground your attention in the present moment and can serve as a powerful tool for reducing distractions and calming the mind. Mindful eating. Eating offers an excellent opportunity to practice mindfulness. Rather than eating mindlessly while distracted by thoughts, screens, or other stimuli, try to fully engage with the experience of eating. Pay attention to the taste, texture, and smell of your food, as well as the sensations in your body as you eat. Mindful eating not only enhances the enjoyment of your meal, but also helps cultivate a deeper connection with the present moment. Mindful walking. Walking can also be a mindful practice. As you walk, focus on the sensation of your foot touching the ground, the rhythm of your steps, and the movement of your body. Notice the sounds, sights, and smell around you. By walking mindfully, you can transform an ordinary activity into an opportunity for grounding and presence. Mindfulness in conversations. Mindfulness can also be practiced in your interactions with others. When engaging in a conversation, try to be fully present, listening attentively to the other person without letting your mind wander to unrelated topics or concerns. This practice not only enhances the quality of your interactions, but also strengthens your relationships by fostering a deeper sense of connection and empathy. Mindful task engagement. Whether you are working on a project, cleaning the house, or engaging in a hobby, mindfulness encourages you to be fully present in the activity. Rather than rushing through tasks on autopilot or allowing your mind to drift to other concerns, focus on the task itself and bring your full attention to the present moment. This practice can make even mundane tasks more enjoyable and fulfilling. The broader implications of mind wandering and mindfulness. Understanding the relationship between mind wandering and unhappiness has far reaching implications for how we approach both our personal and professional lives. By recognizing the mind's natural tendency to wander and the emotional toll it can take, we can make more intentional choices about how we direct our attention and engage with our experiences. In the workplace, for example, cultivating mindfulness can lead to greater productivity and job satisfaction. When we are fully present and focused on our work, we are more likely to complete tasks efficiently with a sense of accomplishment. Additionally, mindfulness can help reduce the stress and burnout that often accompany modern work environments by encouraging a more balanced and centered approach to daily challenges. In our personal lives, mindfulness can enhance our relationships, improve our emotional well being, and increase our overall sense of fulfillment. By being fully present with our loved ones, we can strengthen our connections and create more meaningful experiences. Moreover, by practicing mindfulness in everyday activities, we can cultivate a greater appreciation for the simple joys and pleasures of life, leading to a deeper sense of contentment. Conclusion. The observation that a wandering mind is an unhappy mind offers a profound insight into the nature of human consciousness and its relationship to happiness. While mind wandering is a natural and common cognitive process, it often leads to disconnection from the present moment and contributes to negative emotional states. However, by cultivating mindfulness, we can counteract this tendency, bringing our attention back to the present and enhancing our overall sense of well-being. Mindfulness offers a powerful tool for reducing stress, improving focus, and increasing happiness by helping us stay grounded in here and now. Through mindfulness, we can experience life more fully, appreciate the richness of the present moment, and find greater joy and fulfillment in our daily lives. Ultimately, the practice of mindfulness reminds us that happiness is not found in the past or future, but in the present moment, if only we are willing to be fully present to experience it.